Hello students, welcome to week 2. This is your midweek check-in. I hope you're watching these videos. They're very important for ensuring that you are meeting expectations. I'm telling you in these videos exactly what I'm looking for, giving you a few tips and telling you maybe some missteps other people have made in these assignments. So this last week was the first week, so in the discussion I reached out to every single one of you who posted on time. On time is Thursday, midnight, your time. So if you post after Thursday, then you can't really expect a response from me because I'm busy doing other things at that point. So the idea is that I will reply to you if you're on time, and if I'm reaching out to you from this point on, it's to help you. So replying to me is a good idea. So if I see that you're doing a good job on your discussion, but you're kind of missing a few key points, I will bring that out to you. Maybe I will share an article with you. And the idea is so that I'm trying to get a little bit more from you in terms of detail. Discussions from this point on must have citations and references. You should be speaking of course concepts. I believe I said this in one of the other videos. If you are talking about how someone stole your pudding cup from the break room and how this upset you, that is more for a creative writing course than for this course. The idea in this course is that you are going to talk about something that happened to you at work and relate it to the concept. So this week in the discussion, we are speaking about leaders and followers. There are at least 2 chapters in our book about leadership and followership. And you should use some of the concepts from those in your discussion. If you are talking about the traits, you can mention that. Say, these are the traits that make me a good leader. These are the traits that make me a good follower. And then you must cite that. The Big 5 or OCEAN traits are not your idea. So even though the assessment is yours, you took it using Sumo Learning. And I sent you in an email, and you can find under Tools the citation guide. So you should know how to cite Sumo. You need to have a parenthetical right after. So you might say, my personality trait from the Big 5 assessment of conscientiousness makes me a good follower. And then you would have parentheses, Sumo Learning 2020, and then at the very end you would have the full reference for Sumo Learning. This is so that I can check what your citation is and see if you're right. I'm not going to look them all up because I've taught this class a lot and I know Sumo Learning, so I'll know if you're right. But if you're using Harvard Business Review or Forbes or something else, which you're permitted to, I encourage it, then I'm going to look up that and see if you're citing it properly. So I need both of those things. I need you to tell me exactly what in the paragraph is being cited through your parenthetical, in this case, Sumo Learning, comma, and the year. And then I need to know the full reference so I can actually look it up. This is very standard. You will use this for the rest of your academic career. Learn it now, learn it early. I'm not such a stickler, but I'm going to point out when you don't do it. And you're going to lose points. So there's that. And then make sure you're proofreading. In the discussions this week, I was seeing lots and lots of errors in the writing. And most of these are very simple errors, not things that you don't know, but things that you're being maybe careless about. So typos or misspellings. Please write in a word processing program first, like Word, and then use those tools to edit and spell check and do all of the grammar checking that you can so that when you put it in the discussion, it's mostly correct. I'm fairly adept at finding errors, so if I find one, you will lose points. You need to be presenting your best presentation possible. Even if your ideas are amazing, if it's full of misspellings and poor grammar, no one's going to take your really great idea seriously. So it's really important as well. So this week in the discussion, you will talk about yourself as a leader or as a follower. Please tell me which. And then I want you to talk about those concepts, and I want you to cite, and you must reply to 2 peers. As I said last week, I am not a peer. So if I reach out to you, I'm trying to help you. So replying to me is only going to help you get a good grade. You need to reply and engage with 2 other people. And this doesn't mean just saying, oh, good job, Susie, I agree with you. It's saying, Susie, I noticed that you talked about the POLC framework. What do you think about this? I think this. And 2 paragraphs or something like that. It doesn't need to be, your life story, but just being a cheerleader is not really engaging. So I want you to agree with somebody and then give evidence for why you agree, citations, references. Or if you disagree with someone, that's great. It shows that you're bold. I'm not trying to suss out who's right, but I want to see discussion. I want to see an interchange of ideas. So this is really important. So I will give extra points if I see that you're really picking something and challenging yourself and challenging that other student. In the paper for this week, you are going to talk about this SNHU pet supply, some of the issues. Look at the rubric. There's several items on the rubric. Make headings for your paper based on these. So if you have a heading that's management approaches, I want to see you talk about the management approach. We've talked about 2, contemporary and traditional. I want you to talk about the functions of management. There are 10 of them. So these are the things that you need to be pulling out of our textbook and using and then citing properly. So if you have any issue citing, go to a website like citationmachine.net. It's a little clickbaity, but it will help you come up with citations. What I don't want you to do is spend your whole life citing something and then not really spending time learning. But it is the law. You must cite. You can't just take ideas from someone else. If you've taken this class before, you cannot just resubmit your old papers. That is plagiarism, and it will be reported and you will be in trouble. Even when I am writing, I cannot just use my own ideas. I have to cite myself, and I can't use an entire paper for another article. I have to change it. I have to update it. This is just the way it works. And I realize most of you are not going to become professors or researchers, but you must understand the importance while you're in school and that this is a requirement. And even though it may not state it, it's implied that you will not break the law. It is implied that you will write in English. It is implied that you will cite and reference. These are just things that are implied. So I don't want to hear, it's not on the rubric. Well, it's on the rubric because it's under writing. And that's where I will be grading whether you have citations or not. And I expect them from this point forward. Otherwise, this is just a creative writing course where you're just telling your ideas. And your ideas are valuable, but they must be supported by experts. And you are not yet an expert. You're on your way to being an expert, but you're not yet an expert. So you have to find experts that agree with you. So that's where we are for this week. I really appreciate the work you guys have done. I've seen some really excellent work. I've seen some work that really needs improvement. It's too short. It's not detailed enough. Read the feedback. There's a very, very clear rubric. I will not comment on all of them. If you've done very well, you may just have a comment at the end. But if you have needs improvement, I'm going to tell you exactly what needs improvement. If it's a journal, look at the markup. I'm going to, if you have hundreds of errors in the writing, I'm not going to take the time to point out every single one. But I will tell you some of the things of patterns that I see. If you have problems with apostrophe S or past tense, I will point that out. But there's like 50 of you, so I can't go through every single paper with a fine-tooth comb and correct it. That's what the Writing Center is for. So I will tell you, the writing needs improvement. These are the things that need improvement. And then it's up to you to either have someone help you point out what those things are or find those things yourself, because many times it's just that you didn't proofread. So I look forward to seeing your work this week. Thank you so much for all you've done so far. Please reach out to me if you need something. Email is the best way. I will get back to you within 24 hours, or we can set up a phone call and we can chat about it. I find this often helps to have that human contact. So thank you. I look forward to this week and I wish you luck. Bye.